at how it affects your psyche. You know, what is fantasy? Fantasy is something that is an illusion that is created to get you to react a certain way. It's not real, it's a lie. You know, fantasy is a fancy word for lie. You know, it's not real. It's just created to depict the world in a certain way to you, or to get you to react a certain way. For example, fantasy is what you see in movies. You know, it's what, like when you go watch a movie, you see or music video, you see a boy, someone throwing money or setting money on fire or doing something ridiculous like that, or you see this man in this movie was raping some girl in the movie. Those things are not real. It's just they're acted, just like how wrestling is. You know, it's all acted. But reality is a mundane thing. Reality is about repetition, drudgery. It's the everyday thing people do. You know, wake up, you go to work, you come back home. That's reality. You know, on Sunday you go to church. That's reality. Those things are what everybody does. You know, but the issue is why? Okay, then we'll not talk about why are people addicted? Why do people love fantasy? Like I said, fantasy is something that brings a reaction out of people. It's something that it produces a pleasure that people are seeking for. You know, the pleasure. For example, if I say, oh, if I make you the president of Nigeria now, you know, you are going to have access to so many things that the common man will not have access to. It can even be something as simple as, oh, you can cook, you can ask your cook to cook any meal that you want. Like you can get maybe Italian chef and he cooks any meal that you want, or something like that. You have power to do certain things that most people will never even get to see. You know, that's what fantasy is like that. It draws people in because it usually involves, oh, you do this thing for that. You know, fantasy involves those kind of things that trap people. It gets people's reaction. So what I want to talk about, and the next part I want to talk about is, if you look at fantasy, in our society, 80% of what we see is not real. 80% of it is just is an illusion. You know, 80% of it. If you look at the advent of internet, advent of mass media, Facebook, TV, movies, you can see we are constantly being saturated with images, and these images are false. You know, they are just created to get us to react. How do I mean that they are created to get us to react? Look, for example, you see somebody that holds a Pepsi. You know, when they're doing Pepsi adverts, sorry, Coca-Cola adverts, because they do that a lot. You see them, everybody smiling when they're drinking Coca-Cola. Oh man, we're having fun. Oh. So you start feeling like, oh man, maybe if I drink Coca-Cola, I'll be happy. Some people may not make that assumption, but when you see people enjoying something and you are feeling bad, you may end up thinking, let me know what it's even all about, you know? And that is what they want you to do, to buy Coca-Cola. That's why they're associating it with positive images. And like I said, if you look at our world today, we are constantly being peddled fantasies. From the movie industry, where they tell you, because the movie industry and TV shows, they always tell you, oh, you see a guy that just started doing a business today. Then the next two scenes, after a few scenes, or maybe 2 scenes, he has become a big man. He has a house. He has this one. He has a Range Rover. He has that one. You know, that is what society always sells us. You know, like you do a little work and before you know it, you are blown. You are chairman. You know, if you look at music videos, it's like that. You know, you are a musician today. Oh, you just make a song, and next thing you are throwing money. You have a Benz. You have not white women, but light skinned women, and some beautiful women actually. So they jump on you and you're having fun, and it's like, wow, what you just enter music. There's money that is waiting for you on the floor. Just go and pack your own and something. Or again, when you enter politics, enter politics. There is money everywhere. So we are constantly, even in the churches too. You can see, you say, just pay your tithes. You pay your tithes. So all the blessings in your life will come out. The heaven doors will open and you'll be blessed. So what I'm trying to get at is, in every corner of society, we are constantly being peddled fantasies. Oh, do this thing. If you do this thing, it will blow into this. You know, you look at it. If you pay attention to ads, it's exactly like that. I remember there's a Qatar Airways ad around Ikoyi. If you look at it, they say, oh, escape the hustle for less. You know, you pay this amount of money and you can go to abroad and just kick off and don't have to think about Nigeria and stuff like that. So we're constantly being peddled fantasy. But like I said, the question is now, why is it difficult for us to identify this is reality and this is fantasy? Because based on my explanation, it should be easy, you know, this is fantasy, this is reality. The difficulty there comes or lies in the emergence of celebrities. You know, a celebrity is someone that is popular, usually most celebrities are, and they have a talent that is in demand, and they use that talent to entertain people and they get paid. And at the same time that they get paid, since they have influence, since people love them, they trade that their influence for money. You know, for example, Davido is a good entertainer. He entertains people and he has like 10 million followers on Instagram. I checked that. You know? With that influence, he has a deal with Pepsi. You know, he drinks Pepsi, he puts it on his Instagram page. A lot of people see Davido drinking Pepsi and like, wow, Davido drinks Pepsi. Oh, I'm a fan of it. I was drinking Pepsi. That's all I drink now. You know, some people do it. Some people, they get influenced in one way or another to be drinking Pepsi. So the issue now comes in the emergence of celebrity kind of make it difficult to identify fantasy from reality, because in our society we adore celebrities. We put them on a pedestal, we worship them, we want to be like them. Some of us will spend our whole lives trying to imitate them, you know. We worship celebrities. And celebrities are like ideal versions of ourselves. For example, this is what I mean. If you look at a celebrity that you love and you follow, because I like Wizkid, I like Davido to a certain point, I like Pato Rankin. If you look at celebrities or actors or actresses that you follow, you will notice that the people that you love, they represent something about you, or they represent something that you want to do, a goal you have not achieved that you hope to achieve, whether it's being popular or being rich or being celebrated for your talent. They represent something about you, okay? And that is why you love them. So if you look at that, if you look at those celebrities, they are the ones that are, because we love them, we attach so much of our desires on them. You know, we believe they are living the ideal life. You see Davido, you see Whiskey, they're enjoying themselves. You are saying, oh, these people are living the best life possible. And because they're living the best life possible, you believe that, oh, they have cars, they have money, everything they own, everything they have, they own it. Everything belongs to them. There is no renting or no borrowing. Everything is their own. But I would like you to look at the definition that Dayo Amusa gave for celebrity life, because that is very important. Okay, Dayo Amusa said, to be a celebrity, you have to brand yourself and make people see that you can promote the product through the life you depict. As an artist, we live in a make-believe world. 80% of what we see on the screen is make-believe. I am not advising young women to pretend to be who they are not. I am only saying, as an artist, you need to show for business to grow. In essence, what is being said is, to be a popular celebrity, like for example, if you want to become a celebrity, you first start by pretending that you own what you don't have. And if you can put up a good act and you're successful at fooling people that you have those things that you don't, then companies will reward you with contracts for it. So the requirement is you make people believe, sell them a fantasy that you are living this life, your life is so wonderful. And if people believe that, then you now have people you can influence. Those people, you now trade them for money. You know, if I'm a celebrity and I have 50 million followers on YouTube, I can go to Nike and say, okay, Nike, I have 50 million followers on YouTube. Let me advertise your product on my page, and then I'll get some money. You know, the celebrity is the medium to connect the manufacturer and the consumer. The celebrity is the one in the middle. He paves the way for the manufacturer and the consumer to be connected. So when people now say celebrities are living fake life, it's like, that's what they're supposed to do. You know, they pretend that they have something so they can influence you, and then they can now sell you something and make money at the end of the day. So that's what they. So now, if you look at the celebrity life, because I go on Instagram, I go on Facebook, I look at some of these celebrities for this research. I did a lot. I watch a lot of them. When you look at like the last picture of Davido I saw, if you follow Davido's Instagram page, you will see that he always wears a brand new clothes. Like every picture, he wears a brand new clothes, doesn't repeat picture. And in your mind, you're saying, "Wow, this Davido is highly paid. Oh. Can't you see? He doesn't wear one clothes twice. He just wears it once and that's it." I watched a video of him buying a 93,000 pounds diamond bracelet. I saw it, you know. So in my mind, I'm like, wow, this guy is rich. This guy is rich. You see Davido standing in front of the private jet, and wow, he has private jet. So, but the problem is, you don't know which part of the video is real and which part of it is fantasy. I don't want to say fake, you know. Which part of it is fantasy, you know. If Davido, last time they were saying Davido bought a private jet, and everybody was like, oh, Davido bought a private jet, only for people to now come and realize that, oh, no, it's his father's private jet, Davido does not have a private jet. You know, you see Davido stand beside the Ferrari, you assume, oh, Davido bought the Ferrari, but he may not actually buy the Ferrari, it may be somebody's Ferrari. It may be he's just standing there, someone snapped his picture. It may be that someone borrowed him a Ferrari to drive, you know. And if you look at other celebrities like Techno, like Wizkid and Peter Koye, you see them, go to their Instagram page, you see them, they post a lot of accessories. And you say, oh, this person owns accessory, this person must own accessory, but you don't know which one they own and which one they are just advertising. That is the real truth. You don't know which one, because the Pepsi that they do, he has a contract with Pepsi, but you don't know whether he even drinks Pepsi. Just because you see him take a picture of Pepsi does not mean he drinks Pepsi, you know. Just you see, because you see the video, I saw Tokemaka in a private jet. Does it mean she owned the private jet, or does it mean maybe she's inside someone's private jet and they took a picture, or does it mean that maybe she knows the hangar and she paid to take a picture in the hangar, you know? So it's difficult to actually identify which is fantasy and which is reality. That is very, very difficult, and that's some of the reasons why most of us fall for the commonest things, we fall for these common frauds. You know, in our society, everybody wants to be successful, everyone wants to be loved, everybody wants to gain, not everybody, but a lot of people want to get attention, want to be loved, you know. And so, because of this, we buy into these fantasies they are selling. People tell us, oh, if you buy this cream, it will make you so beautiful, and we buy it, you know. If you buy this perfume, oh, if you spray, remember in high school, there was one perfume that they were spraying, they said if you spray it, girls will fall in love with you or something, like the girls will just run after you something. Some of us bought the perfume. I'm not going to say if I bought it or not, but a lot of us bought the perfume, and well, the person that sold the perfume, we beat his ass at the end of the day. They beat his ass at the end of the day. So, because they found out that it was just nonsense, so the problem is, that's why some of us fall for these fantasies, these lies, because people know we have been programmed to want certain things, and when people want to sell us those things, they come from that angle of, oh, if you do this thing, you're going to get this thing that you've been searching for. And that's what advertising does, you know. They tell people, if you drink Coca-Cola, you'll be happy. Or you see people drink Coca-Cola and they're smiling, so you drink Coca-Cola. You see someone that spray Marc Jacobs perfume and they're smiling and walking confidently, you say, oh, I'm not confident. Let me spray Marc Jacobs, I'm confident, you know.